Right, so I'm going to make a quick start. So I work for a company, BJSS. Well, I'm based in Manchester, but we have got offices all across the country as well. Just going to give you a very quick brief on, we're a customer-centric consultancy services, looking at these four key pillars of excellence: software engineering, AI, data insights, and cloud and platform. And we have various clientele, large to small, across the country. But we are here to talk about retrospectives. So this is around agile retrospectives. I'm sure you guys are doing Scrum or Kanban, or you do these retrospectives. So just a very brief on what they are and why do we do it. So it's a structured meeting, as you may know. It's held between developers, QAs, delivery managers, and other stakeholders at the end of a project or a cycle or a sprint or period of time, to collect actually and reflect what has gone well, what didn't went well, what are the things to actually improve, and share the feedbacks and take a learning from it, and capture it and then improve further on that. So this is just talking about how actually we do it. So there are 5 parts to it. So we set the stage of actually just making everybody and assuring everybody that this is actually a safe place for us to actually go and talk about things, and making sure actually that there is, if you're going to be doing it for the first time with the new team, make sure you actually include an icebreaker activity, just asking about what do they love, what are their hobbies, just to have that thing going. If this has been done before as well, then look at the actions that were captured actually in the previous one, go through them, review what actually was done. Try to gather some data around it, so ask everybody to put their thoughts. There are different tools which I will just show as well, which actually you can use to capture those thoughts. Try to generate some insights so you can actually group them together as well. So to say this is around, let's say, I don't know, the productivity was low, or there was the backlog wasn't there, and then the main part here is actually deciding what to do. What do you do with those things that have come up from those insights? So make sure they've been raised. The key actually here is around actually identifying the actions, and the actions are actually more about what is in the circle of influence of your team. I think that's the key, and not thinking about things that you want to change on a larger program or change in the company. You won't be able to influence that. Focus on what actually you can influence within the circle of within your influence circle actually. And what is the outcome actually of a retrospective? So we look at actually doing some insights, understanding, observation about the processes as well. If there are multiple teams and you've been given a process to follow, and you say, well, this is not something that actually fits with us, you go and actually say, what are the changes, what are the things that you think could be changed? SMART, actionable items, so specific, measurable, actionable items. Make sure that each action that you're taking from a retrospective actually has someone actually assigned to it. There needs to be an accountability around actually those actions. And then what are the improvement areas there as well that you think, again, in your influence, circle of influence. And then so looking at the team dynamics. So this is very important actually when you are creating as a safe space, bringing everybody together, and then if the insight that has been generated, actually you could share with your leaders as well. And actually if you are a new person in the team as well, who's doing it for the first time, actually it is a learning opportunity for yourself as well. Learning about the team dynamics, learning about how do they function, how do they communicate, all of that actually could be done through this as well. So some common themes, you may have seen it before, so about doing it, so stop, start, less, keep more, or sad, bad, glad, or this is around the energy levels, what takes the energy away, what gives you the energy, or around here as well, I like, I wish, what if, or straw stick, so there are some common tools as well. So I do use this. If you have got Microsoft, then you should also have in your business the whiteboard. the previous version was a bit clunky. Now actually it's much better. They already have loads of retrospective templates that you could use. You could use Miro, you could use Mural as well. We use it in a different process. But here, today I'm actually here not to talk about all of that. I'm here to talk about some AI related retrospective. So this is the link if you want to take your phones out and actually scan that link. It should take you to that Party Rock. Party Rock is an AWS actually tool which you can use to actually generate an app. So that app can then help you, what we just talked about earlier here, about these prompts, so sad, bad, glad, or here. It can actually use it to help you generate those prompts actually. So I'm going to just take you there and see if I could. So here's the app. So if you scan it, it should come up here. So basically, it is about creating engaging team retrospective prompts. So this is what you have to do here is that you have to give it a theme, and based on the theme that you actually the user inputs, it can give you success prompts. It will give you improvement prompts, struggle, and appreciation prompts. So you could use this to actually then, in your retrospective, to actually then start gathering the data. So I would just ask the people in the audience if you want to just give me a theme, and I can then show you how does this thing work. Anybody? Anything?
Not well enough to find tickets.
Sorry?
Not well enough to find tickets.
Not well enough. Well, that's a tricky one. I'm not sure if this is gonna not. Oh, something is happening. Sorry. I'm not sure. This is a tricky one, but let's see.
Define.
Not well enough to define. Okay. Let's see if this thing works. Yeah. So it will automatically, and this is I made it public as well, so you could use it going forward as well. So it should start. It will start conversion to the error. I think. Let me just sorry, my network. It's not connected. Sorry.
Do you want the Wi-Fi?
Sure, just and it should then start generating the prompts. And so celebrate the moments when ambiguity led to innovative solution and deeper understanding. Reflect on unclear tickets. Improvements could be reflect on instances where unclear requirements led to misunderstanding or rework. And I have actually used these prompts with my teams in last few retrospective, and they actually become more engaging with the team because you have asked them to actually think about a theme, and then they give you. So for example, I used this one recently actually, classical music. Somebody just said in the team, classical music. So that it will generate. So for example, compose a symphony of your team achievements, highlighting the harmonious collaboration that led to your success. This is a prompt around the success. Improvements, imagine your team as an orchestra. What instrument needs tuning or practice to create a harmonious symphony? Struggle ones could be, what have been the off-key moments and how can we fine-tune our collaboration to achieve a symphony of success? So you could use these prompts to actually have a more engaging retrospective, and you will, from now on, if you're using it, you'll never have the same retro. So that was me, but I'm gonna just I think it should come up. Yeah. Any questions? And that QR code is for my LinkedIn. If you want to connect with me, it's there. But any questions?
Is that your app or is that?
No. That's a Party Rock. That is an AWS app. That's an AWS link actually. So it's a Party Rock. You can actually, once you log on, you will actually see you can build your own app. Basically, you have to give it a prompt to actually create an app. You can have one app feeding into the other app. If somebody's from like me and Marky or from delivery management space, You can actually use it to generate sprint reports as well. You can actually, an overview of a project. You can use it whatever you want to actually. You can feed in Jira tickets depending on the privacy settings and the approval from the client. You can actually do that as well. It can just generate all of that stuff for you.
So do you use that instead of like the happy sound?
Yeah, exactly.
So you give it a theme. We're going to run our retro with this theme, and it's.
I said so.
Nice.
The other one was around what would Samuel Jackson say.
Okay.
Okay, so and then it gave it some of the dialects from Samuel Jackson movies, and this is what, or you can say what would Arnold Schwarzenegger say. So it would just give you all the prompts, taking things from them. So it is becomes very interactive and engaging. So,
Wow.
yeah. Any further questions? I still have got a few seconds left.
Yeah, you did really well then. That was
So,
good.
I tried to squeeze the thing, but yeah. But thank you.
No, really interesting. Thank you very much.
I was just going to. What benefit does it bring to the retro having a theme around it rather than just using one of the standards?
So
is it just a bit of fun? Or
it
you
is-
get better
it is-
engagements? Or?
exactly. So it's a bit of fun engagement. If you're saying, okay, we are going to say sad, mad, glad, bring your post-it notes or go to this whiteboard and start typing. It is the same theme. You're doing it every time. Okay, every time you're just doing the same. So instead of being the same, it's about changing it. People will actually, once you've started, and what I've noticed is that once you start using it, people will be already thinking about, there's a retrospective, what is going to be the funny thing that I'm going to say, they're going to use it. So, yeah, so that way it becomes really good.
I like that. I get quite dull otherwise, don't I?
It does. Bye, thank you guys.
Thank you very much.